to each and every one of you out there, I was asked a question. How do we go about holding persons accountable? First and foremost, the way we go about holding persons accountable, we have to hold ourselves accountable. What are we not doing? Meaning, parents, one of the ways we need to hold our teachers, our school board members accountable. For teachers, go up to the school, visit, even call the teacher, find out when his, her, or their planning period is. Go up there to see them, talk with them, establish a relationship with them, not a hostile one, but a relationship. Now, I was a little different because I went up to the school unannounced a lot of times, not to pretty much check on the teacher per se, but also I had a child in the school system. And a lot of times, and I learned this because I used to hear my mother, plus she used to do it to us. A lot of times we think our angels are angels at school because they're angels at home. But when you go up there and that child don't know that you're there, you'll be surprised what you see and what you hear. I'm speaking from experience. When you also look at the teacher come up there, you'll also find out what kind of constraints the teachers are under. A lot of times you have teachers that want to not just teach, but to educate. Especially today, looking at the political climate, they're trying to take Black history and all. You have to, as a parent, be involved. Get involved with your PTA or PTO. Get involved with your parent advisory council. If you call your superintendent to have a meeting, he or she does not want to meet, your next step, come to your school board meetings. In Petersburg, school board meetings are every first and third Wednesday of the month, starting at 6 o'clock, usually held at Petersburg High School. What you do, you come to that city, you come to that school board meeting, and you let them know what has been going on. I've tried to meet with the superintendent. He or she has not responded to my calls. Even write letters. Keep a letter. Like I would do, I would write letters. If I had a complaint with a teacher, not only would I write that letter to the principal, but I would carbon copy a letter to the teacher so that you could see what's being said about you. Then when you try to meet with your school board members and you can't get any type of response from them, again, in Petersburg, school board meetings are every first and third Wednesday of the month. So you go to that school board meeting and you know who your school board member is, put he or she on blast. Let them know how many times have I tried to call you. One thing about it, usually our school board meetings are covered by the press. Our school board members, some of them want to run for city council or want to try to run for House of Delegates, so they don't want it to be known. If you couldn't do right by people on your local level, how are you going to serve us on this level? So again, make your presence known. If nothing else, find out, do I have a neighborhood association in my area? Or if you don't have one in your area, find out one close to you. Become a member of that neighborhood association and bring that concern to your neighborhood association. Why? Because when kids are not doing something constructive, they're going to be out in the streets doing things destructive. And when we elect our school board members, we have to hold their feet to the fire. Even if they say, oh, well, we're going to spend X amount of money. Do you know if they spend $1, in a sense of speaking, school board is not supposed to move any type of money without letting the community know. The same thing goes for city council. And if they have to do something in an emergency, they're supposed to come back and report to you, the citizen. Why? Because your tax dollars pay their salary. You voted for them. Last but not least, parents, did you know you already have the right to go check to see what kind of books are in the library, what kind of books your children are using? I shared this story, the reason why you all need to. Because especially most of our schools in Petersburg are Title I. What does that mean? Title I means the bulk share of the population of that school, the children are on free or reduced lunch. So which means because we're in a economically depressed area, things have to be a certain way. We have to make sure that things are being done properly. Even down to my son, my daughter has a substitute teacher. You have the right to know if that sub is qualified to be a sub. So, as I said, you already have the right to know what books are being used. I don't care what our recent governor tried to tell everybody, that's already been done. And as I said, the reason why I'm tough on that, at the time when we had Virginia Avenue Early Childhood Development Center, which used to be Virginia Avenue Elementary School, when I got up there, I went to see what kind of books my son was using. I opened up one of his books. I said, I don't believe this. That was my statement. This can't be for real. My mom like, what's wrong? I said, look at this. My mom thought I was joking, thought I was playing until she saw it. What did she see? As I said, I'm 57 years old. That was a book I had when I was in the public school, when I was a student at Virginia Avenue. For you all stop laughing, I'm telling you the truth. My mother couldn't believe it. A book I had when I was at Virginia Avenue. From that point on, I said, this is not going to happen again. I made it my business to let parents know what's going on. When I became president of PTA, no, we're not going to only be about having bake and cookie sales. We're going to get involved with what's going on in our schools. So that's how you hold your elected officials accountable. First and foremost, hold yourself accountable.